I'm on a mission to get my spark back this year. For me, part of that comes from my physical health. So right now, I'm focusing on weight loss and building new healthy habits so that I can become the best version of myself. However, changing my whole life overnight is neither realistic or sustainable. Instead, I believe in making small changes every day that will make me feel better in the long run. This is my journey. I gained it all back. I was sick last week. I didn't take care of myself. I ate a lot of takeout, a lot of unhealthy foods. I didn't move my body. And now I'm heavier than I was when I first started sharing this journey. So we're starting over. We're putting in the work for real. I know I can do this. I like to think of the last few weeks as the planning stage. We put in the foundation. We know the habits that I need to work on. I know the things that I need to do in order to lose the weight that I want to lose. But this time I'm committing. To prove to you how real and how ready I am to do this, I'm actually going to share the numbers with you. I'm currently at 204 pounds. And that's heavier than I was when I did my first video about this a few weeks ago. And I just cannot continue to live like this. I'm tired of not feeling comfortable in my body. I'm tired of hating the way that I look constantly, of putting myself down, of just not feeling like I'm good enough because of the way I look. And don't get me wrong, I know I'm good enough. I know all of that stuff. I know it in my brain, but when I look at myself in the mirror, I don't like what I see. So we're going to change that. My goal for this year is to get in the 150s again. When I first started this journey a few years ago, I was at 209 pounds. And I managed to get to the 180s and then I gained it all back. But this time I think I know I can put in the work. I know I had a few obstacles in my path that made it so that I'm back to almost square one. But now I am ready to do this for real. I'm 30 and I just don't want to live my life any longer feeling like I don't love myself. And so enough is enough and we're doing this. So here is what I'm going to do to lose the weight. First, we're going to drink a gallon of water every day. I know I can do this. I've done this in the past. I just need to step it up and stick to it. Then in terms of my diet, I'm going to hit at least 100 grams of protein a day. It can be more. Ideally, it would be even more, but I want to make sure that I'm prioritizing protein. And I'm also going to add a calorie component. To be in a calorie deficit, I'm going to aim to eat max 2,000 calories a day. My average when I'm not tracking is typically about 2,500 calories. So now that we're tracking, I think this is going to allow me to have a calorie deficit that is not too aggressive and that remains realistic. In terms of movement, I want to do two things. One, I want to hit at least 8,000 steps a day. I feel like that's realistic enough for me. 6,000 is about my average. So I feel like just adding in a few more steps throughout my day is going to allow me to be more active naturally. And then number two, I want to start a new workout program on the Alive app. So my goal is to work out at the gym, like do some weightlifting at least 4 times a week. So I just need to pick a new program and stick to it. I think with all of those elements, I'll manage to hit my goal of being in the 150s by the end of the year. And so now I'm just ready to get started. We're going to reassess this every 4 weeks. I think for the first month, I want to focus on these things. And then we'll see as I go how I need to adjust. So think of this as level 1. Putting in the work after having done the planning and the prepping. Now we're ready to actually do this for real. And so we're starting this journey at 204 pounds. And I'm hoping that at the end of the year, we'll hit the 150s. For breakfast, I'm having a yogurt bowl with blueberry yogurt, some blueberries, and some cinnamon toast crunch on top. For lunch, I'm having the Taylor Farms Asian Cashew Salad Kit with the Costco chicken nuggets for 420 calories and 20 grams of protein. I just finished water number 1 and I'm about to eat this pure protein bar for 20 grams of protein. It's 2:30 p.m. and I'm really behind on my steps for today. I'm only at 2,200 steps so far. So I'm going to do a Get Fit with Rick workout on YouTube.
3, 2, 1, join these now. 1, 2, 1, 2, down. That's my breakfast. Welcome back. We're going to do little reaches forward. 2 side. Lovely. 2 forward. Let's go. So today's, for me, I couldn't think of anything more boring. 4 on the spot. 1, 2.
It's time for dinner. I'm gonna make myself a salmon poke bowl. So I warmed up some jasmine white rice. I have my little poke here. And now I'm gonna cut a baby cucumber. I have these little spicy mayo packets that I got in one of my takeout orders recently that I'm going to pour on top. I'm also going to add some edamame and some frozen mango chunks that we're going to put in the microwave. Now we add our poke. I got this one at Costco. I love this stuff. It's a great source of protein, and it also makes it super easy to meal prep. And we're gonna finish it off by topping it with crispy fried onions. And once again, I'm gonna measure that out just to make it easier to track. And here's our meal, which we're gonna be enjoying with a Diet Coke, of course. This brings my total for today to 2,062 calories and 101 grams of protein. If you wanted to see what it actually looked like, this is the final result. I just finished water number 2 while eating dinner, so now I only have 1 40-ounce water bottle to drink before we hit a gallon of water for today. We're officially at 8,000 steps for today. For breakfast today, I'm having a Premier protein shake with a banana. Good morning. So I'm about to head to the gym. I'm actually going to start a new live workout program today. I'm super excited. I kind of timed myself perfectly because they just launched a new program. It's called Ignite. And let me read you the details because honestly, it sounded really perfect. It says Ignite with Jessica is an 8-week results-driven strength program with an emphasis on total body development and specifically glute growth. Programming is rooted in progressive overload with options to train at home or in the gym across beginner, intermediate, and advanced levels with customizable weekly schedules. Designed to challenge all skill levels, Ignite raises the standard of your training each week. I looked at the program and it sounded honestly perfect. The exercises sound fun. I don't know, I'm just excited to start something new. So that's what I'll be doing this morning. Now, I'm kind of glad that day one is over. I'll admit, I had been a little bit on a struggle train the last few weeks. And so the fact that yesterday went pretty well, regardless of a few hiccups, like obviously I hit my water and step goal, but the calorie budget and like the protein goal, like the diet portion was a little bit more of a struggle. I have a fully stocked fridge, but for some reason I haven't really been in the mood to cook. So I've been really going for very simple, easy to assemble meals. And so yeah, it was a little bit more difficult, like a little bit more of a challenge, but I'm confident that we can make it work today. I'm very excited to take on this journey, and I know it's going to be a learning curve and that I have to give myself a little bit of grace. Like it's not going to be perfect all the time. It's normal. There's going to be ups and downs. That workout was great. Really enjoyed it. I'm really looking forward to the rest of this program. I also hopped on the elliptical afterwards so that I could get a few more steps in because once again, all the treadmills were taken. But now I am at 4,944 steps. So we're doing great. I am also almost done with this Owala. I've had half of this water bottle. So I'm sitting probably at about 40 ounces of water so far today. So we're making progress. Now I think I'm going to have one of these cookies. I'm feeling a little bit snacky. I just want a little bit of a pick me up before lunch. And I think I'm just going to play some Disney Dreamlight Valley until it's time for lunch because I just need to decompress a bit. And I've been obsessed with Disney Dreamlight Valley again. We have a new Star Path and I've been really enjoying that. Lunch today is basically a repeat of yesterday, but I added a side of fries.
Has no problem with my mother's Triscuit.
For dinner, I'm having chicken with some homemade fries, spicy mayo, and of course, a Diet Coke, which brings my total for today at a little bit over 2,100 calories and 97 grams of protein. I've been struggling lately, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I am wanting to put in the work and like become that version of myself that I aspire to be, but I keep hitting roadblocks, and I think a lot of it is caused by my own laziness, I guess. Like take the weight loss portion for example. I feel like today was kind of a struggle. Yes, we did work out, which that was great, and I feel like I had a strong beginning to the day, but then the moment I sat on my couch and turned on Disney Dreamlight Valley, I guess, was the moment like everything went to shit. I'm currently at 5,926 steps. I still have 2,000 steps to walk before the end of the day. I still have 1 water bottle to drink before we're done, so I have 40 ounces before I hit my goal. This one, it's not too bad. I think I've been pacing myself well, but the diet portion has been difficult. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why hitting my protein goal is tough right now, and also the calorie budget. I don't know if it's because now I'm more aware of it, but this is the second day that I'm exceeding it. Like I had set myself a limit, if you want, around 2,000 calories a day, and so far this is the second day that I've been over that. Like I've been at 2,100 or so, and I don't know, I am disappointed in myself. But then there's not only the weight loss part. Like yes, this is what I'm focusing on right now, and it's where I wish I could be perfect. I know this is a journey and I know there's going to be ups and downs, but I thought the beginning would be a lot better, I guess. I thought I would be, you know, super motivated, and the only word that I have coming to mind right now is perfect, but that I would be doing everything right from the start and then it would get harder later on. But even now I'm struggling, and I don't know if it's the timing, because right now I'll admit that the last few days I think I use this being sick as an excuse for like ignoring the rest of the world, like all of my problems and whatnot. For instance, like the whole career thing has been on my mind a little bit recently. I don't know if I'm ready to head back to work, and that's the thing. I'm starting to be really bored in the sense that like I think I need something to fulfill me a little bit more, something that will challenge me and that will make me feel, you know, excited to get up in the morning. But at the same time, I'm so terrified that the moment I start working in an office setting again, I'll fall back to my old patterns of trying to become an overachiever and just overcommit, basically go above and beyond, and that will come to bite me in the ass, because the people who I will be working for won't necessarily deserve that kind of energy. Like I want to be the kind of person who does their job and that's it, but I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, and so I like to go above and beyond, and that's great. That's gotten me recognition in the past, that's gotten me like raises and whatnot, but at the same time, I know that can be detrimental to my mental health. And right now I'm kind of on this ledge. I feel like I either need to jump and, you know, go back to being employed, I guess, like start job searching, or, and that's the route that I've been taking, and I don't know if it's the right move, but I've been walking alongside this ledge of just like looking down to see like, is it a good idea to jump or not? But I've been staying on the ground, and so I've been staying in the unemployed category. But yeah, I guess I find it a little bit tough. And then I'm starting to receive comments from people being like, mostly my family, I'm not gonna lie, aren't you tired of not doing anything? Like, aren't you wanting more? And I used to want more, but now I've kind of created this bubble that I'm content with, but I feel like something is missing, and I don't know exactly what that is. Could it be work? Yes, that's a real possibility, because I don't have anything else going on for me right now except this YouTube channel, which is great, and it's been pushing me to become a better version of myself, at least in terms of my physical health. But I feel like I need to be challenged a little bit more in terms of like my mental capacities. Like I just don't think I'm doing everything that I could. And the thing is, I'm 30, right? And I feel like I'm at the beginning of a new stage in my life, and I, for some reason, just don't want to take that leap. And for now, I'm just in limbo. And I don't know, I have a lot on my mind, and I don't know if that has affected how I've been doing this. I feel like I've been half-assing this weight loss journey, and I feel like I have so many triggers around me in my apartment. Like I bought food when I was sick, or when I wasn't feeling well. I say sick, I was sick for a while, but I was in that stage where I was turning to feel better, but at the same time I was still in this very lazy state. So I bought foods that could be triggering, like that cookie that I showed you this morning. If I ate 2 cookies, like the pack that I showed you theoretically has 2 cookies, that's 440 calories. Like that's insane. But obviously, because it comes in a pack, I had the 2 cookies this morning, and I was just so disappointed in myself, because I told myself I was just gonna have the 1 cookie, but then I was like, oh, I'm still kind of hungry, let's have the 2nd cookie. But then I felt like I was restricted all day long, because I knew I was gonna be over my calorie limit if I did that. Anyway, I feel like I have a lot on my mind, and I feel like I feel like a failure, I'm not gonna lie, and I don't even know where I'm going with this, but I just wanted to say I am sorry if the vlog has been a little bit all over the place. I think sometimes it's hard to focus on like this when I have so much else going on inside of my head, but I'm trying my best to, you know, dedicate myself and push myself to become the best version of myself. I think if I don't push myself and I just stay in that stage I'm in right now, I'm just not gonna lose the weight. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I'm just gonna stay the same weight and be like, oh, I'm just not meant to be a thinner person. Like I'm meant to be this weight. And that's not the case. Like I know I can do hard things. I know I can do this. I've done this in the past. So I just need to, you know, push myself. But there's other areas in my life that are a bit in shambles right now, and I just don't really know the steps that I should be taking. But anyway, I'm about to go take a shower. I think I'm just gonna settle in bed, read, and I'm going to continue my reread of A Curious Beginning by Deanna Raybourn. So recently I finished reading The Goal by Elle Kennedy. I'm officially done with the Off Campus series. I say officially, but theoretically I still have the novella that's called The Legacy that I have not read that would wrap up the series, but apparently I've heard that it's better to read that after the Briar You series, which is a continuation of the Off-Campus series. It's set in the same world, but it follows different characters. So I want to read that before picking up The Legacy. So this is something that I'm keeping for later, and I'll be continuing reading the Elle Kennedy universe. But anyway, I finished that yesterday, and then I decided to pick up A Curious Beginning because book 10 in this series is coming out, I believe, in March. March, and I have an arc of that downloaded on my Kindle, but I still have to read books 7 through 9 before I can pick up book 10. But it's been so long since I read the series that like I honestly don't remember much from it, and I kind of just wanted to get back into that universe and just really immerse myself again, have fun with it, because I remember picking up a book in that series, I think it was last year, like I tried, but I honestly don't remember anything that I read because I didn't feel invested, and I think it's because it's been too long since I read the rest of the series. So I just want to, you know, reread all of it and get ready for the release of the next book. I am starting this. I'm listening to the audiobook. This is great. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Maybe watching a few YouTube videos, just relax, unwind, and then we'll hope that tomorrow just gets better. I just hit my 8,000 steps for the day. Breakfast this morning is a Premier protein shake and a buttered bagel for 37 grams of protein. And I'll also be sipping on this Alani for extra energy before my workout. I just got back from the gym. It was busier today than it was yesterday, but I still managed to do all of my workouts without having to swap anything or change the order of my workouts. So I love that. I will say I'm really loving this new workout program. I love that it incorporates different movements than I'm used to. It adds machines. I just love how it brings me out of my comfort zone. So far, I'm really loving it. Now I'm feeling hungry, so I'm gonna make myself a little bit of a yogurt bowl situation. I just need a little bit of a pick-me-up before lunch, and I'm feeling like having something sweet. So I was thinking I could do a blueberry yogurt bowl. I love this blueberry yogurt. This one is blueberry and blackberry. This collection is really good. I also have the cherry one, but today I'm feeling like having blueberry, so we're gonna do that. I'm gonna do like a double serving, I think, because I want the protein. The only downside to this yogurt is that it only has 8 grams of protein per serving. So I will typically do like a serving and a half or 2 servings like I will be doing today. That's perfect. I'm gonna top it off with some cinnamon toast crunch. Just love how it gives me a little bit of a crunch. And we're gonna do half a serving of that. I'm gonna enjoy that, and then I need to go wash my hair, so we're gonna hop in the shower.
Sitting here playing video games all day.
I'm headed over to my grandma's tonight, and I'm gonna be spending the night there, so I need to pack an overnight bag. I will be coming back tomorrow, probably late afternoon / early evening. I basically have to drive my grandma around tomorrow for some appointments that she has, and because she lives kind of far away from me, it just makes more sense for me to sleep there tonight and then spend the day there tomorrow. And so that's exactly what I'm about to do. I will say that makes it a little bit more difficult in terms of the tracking, because tomorrow I'm not going to be able to necessarily track my food and protein and whatnot as easily as I would when I'm here, because, well, first, I don't really know what I'm going to be having food-wise, and so that does mean that I'm giving myself a little bit of flexibility if I don't hit my 100 grams of protein tomorrow, if I don't manage to stay within my calorie budget because we're eating out a lot. I'm okay with it. I mean, I'm going to try my best to make the best decisions possible, but I am aware that it might just be difficult for me to stick to all of my goals, but I will try my hardest, and hopefully we'll still manage to at least get the water and the steps in. Those are the things that I know I can do, and tomorrow's a rest day from the gym anyways, but the rest is a little bit more up in the air. For dinner, I'm having butter chicken on jasmine white rice with edamame, which brings my total for today to 2,100 calories and 123 grams of protein. All right, so I'm back from my grandma's. I just spent 24 hours there and did not record a single thing because I just wanted to be present and in the moment. And so that's exactly what I did, but I figured I would give you guys an update. However, I will try to make this quick because I'm thoroughly exhausted. I didn't sleep very well last night. I think I had tops 2 hours of sleep. I'm someone who doesn't sleep very well when I'm not in my own bed. And so it was just extra difficult. And there were a bunch of factors that made this like a horrendous night, but it's okay. I'm home now, excited to go to bed. But before I do that, just wanted to get everything out of my head and update you guys on what went on today and yesterday. First, yesterday, I managed to hit all of my goals except for the water goal, unfortunately. We were so close to having a perfect day, and I'm low-key disappointed in myself for not hitting that water goal. I was pacing myself throughout the day. I was doing well, and then in the evening when I arrived at my grandma's, I just wasn't necessarily reaching for my water bottle as much as I would on a night that I was spending home. Not sure what happened there. And then next thing you know, it's time for me to go to bed, and I realized that I have maybe 20 ounces left to drink, and I just didn't want to stay up later to chug my water bottle. So I was like, you know what, just gonna take a few sips, go to bed, and that's fine. Like, we just won't have a perfect day, which whatever. And so I ended up like not reaching that goal, which is unfortunate, but it's okay. I still managed to drink at least 100 ounces of water that day, and so I'm okay with that. It's not perfect, but it's better than nothing. But then today, I already knew today was going to be a little bit of a struggle because I was, one, outside of my own environment, and so I didn't have access to the things that usually would make me have a successful day. But then two, I had a terrible night's sleep, and therefore I just felt like my whole mood and whole like behavior today was going to be affected by that. I was kind of right, but also kind of wrong, which I'm glad about. But first, okay, let's go goal by goal. Water wise, I am doing even worse than yesterday, if that's possible. This is water number 1. Yeah, I just finished it. So, well, there's maybe 1 sip left. Okay, now I'm done. I know I'm not gonna chug 2 whole 40 ounces water bottles before bed. It's just nonsense. I'm not doing that. So I will fill this up again and try to drink as much of it before bed, but I'm not gonna set a goal for today. I just wanna drink as much as possible. I do feel dehydrated though, so I think I'll just try to drink as much as I can before bed. Now, in terms of the diet, I am at 93 grams of protein and about 1800 calories for today. I did not do too badly, especially considering all of the factors. So for breakfast, I tried to have my regular protein shake and bagel breakfast, but I'll be honest, like the protein shake was grossing me out this morning. I just wasn't feeling it, and I don't know if it's because it's a different flavor from the one I typically get, or I was tired, not feeling super hungry, or whatever, but I did not have my 30 grams of protein right off the bat, which is kind of a shame because I feel like it kind of followed me around for the rest of the day, but it's okay. Then for lunch, my grandmother wanted to go out, and since we were already out and about, we ate at a restaurant, and so I ordered the lunch special from that restaurant, which was basically like 1 plate of your choice, and it came with a bowl of soup. So I chose the wrap club. Basically, it's a club sandwich, but in a wrap format. It was excellent, honestly, really good. It came with fries, which I had most of, but not all of, which is for me progress. And then some coleslaw, which I did not eat because I just wasn't in the mood for it. And then I also had a bowl of soup, which was, I think it was just vegetable soup. And it was really good once again. That meal was excellent. And I feel like I made progress in some capacity regarding my behavior regarding takeout, because I am someone who usually will eat everything that is on my plate, regardless of whether I'm hungry or not, especially when it is coming from a restaurant. For some reason, I just have no control around that food. But today, I did not have all of the fries, for instance, which for me normally never happens. But anyway, while the food was good, it left me feeling very bloated all afternoon. And as you know, I've been struggling a little bit with digestive issues throughout like the last week and now a little bit of this week. And so I just wasn't hungry for most of the afternoon. And so by the time dinner came around, I had maybe 1 piece of chocolate that my grandma gave me, but did not have more food. And I left to come back here at about 6:30. And so by the time I came back here, it was 8 o'clock and I hadn't had dinner. So I ended up just putting a few chicken nuggets in the air fryer and some fries and just had that for dinner, which brought me to my total in terms of protein and calories for today. It's not a perfect day, like definitely not, but past me would have probably had way more food, especially being at my grandma's where she has like tons of candies and chips and whatnot, like all the things that usually make me go kind of crazy around and I have no control over. Today I just was like, you know what? I don't want to have any of that. I'm not feeling like having that. So let me not have that. Like, let me not eat that just because it would feel good in the moment, but not later. And I'm proud of myself for doing that. While we did not hit the protein goal, I still managed to stay within my calorie budget, which honestly I'm really happy about. Movement wise, this is the one that by far has been the easiest today. It was a rest day, so no gym for me today. And in terms of steps, I'm actually at over 8,000 steps already. So that's great. I did manage to hit my step goal. I was a little bit worried about that because I figured that it would be a lot of waiting around since she had appointments that I had to wait around for, but I still managed to get my steps in throughout the day. So thankfully, we have at least one thing that went well today. And now I'm just gonna go take a shower, go to bed. I'm so tired. I hope I have an amazing night's sleep. I'm sure it's gonna be better than yesterday's. And I guess we'll start fresh tomorrow with a new outlook and a new energy, and hopefully we'll finally have one perfect day throughout this week where I can hit every single one of my goals. I'm putting that in the universe. Fingers crossed that it happens by the end of this week. Breakfast this morning is a big yogurt bowl with some cinnamon toast crunch on top. I also have a liquid IV and some water to start off the day right, and I'm gonna be enjoying that while watching The Big Bang Theory. Hi, so last night I ended up sleeping for 10 hours. I desperately needed that, but I'm still feeling very tired. I think I still need to catch up on some sleep, and so today was supposed to be a gym day, but I'm really not feeling up for it. I don't think I have the energy right now to go to the gym, but I'm still gonna focus on getting my steps in and hitting my water goal and all of that stuff. So I think instead I'm gonna go to the grocery store. I do need to stock up on fresh items mostly. So I think it's gonna be the perfect way for me to get out of the house, get some fresh air in, but also still rest my body. I did crack open an Alani. Today the flavor is Orange Kiss, which is one of my favorites because I need a little burst of energy. Right now it's 1 p.m. I haven't had lunch yet because I woke up really late. And so I had breakfast later than usual and I'm just not feeling hungry right now. So I will bring with me a protein bar, I think, so that if I get hungry while I'm grocery shopping, I can snack on that. But I think I'm just gonna maybe make lunch when I return or maybe skip it altogether. I guess we'll see. I'm gonna try to listen to my hunger cues because sometimes I feel like lately I've been kind of on a routine of eating at certain times of the day. And so it's like my body now gets hungry, or I feel or I think I'm hungry at those times because that's when I always eat. But I'm not sure if I'm actually hungry or if it's just my body kicking into the routine mode. So I wanna just listen to myself today and do what sounds good. So yeah, we're gonna try that. I'm back, and let me tell you, the grocery store was a mess today. There were so many people there. Like, who knew that a Thursday afternoon would be so busy? I quite frankly don't remember the last time I saw the grocery store as busy as it was today. Anyway, let's dive into the haul. I'm super excited for everything that I got. So let me show you. First, I have some lettuce. I also restocked on all of my favorite frozen fruit and vegetables. So I have corn, edamame, frozen mango chunks. I also got some chicken salad for lunch because I also bought a loaf of bread and I figured that this could be a good handy protein option to have on hand. I got a refill of my favorite blueberry yogurt. I also bought some frozen yogurt for some reason. I don't know if it's the weather or if it's because I saw that I would get extra points if I bought frozen yogurt on the app, but I just felt like having frozen yogurt. So I bought this brand. This is Yogo, and I love their regular yogurt, so I figured I would try the frozen option. And this one has 6 grams of protein per portion, so I might as well get a few extra grams of protein in when I have a sweet treat. I got some extra lean ground beef because I'm in the mood to make taco bowls, and I also thought this could be a great option to add variety to my protein sources. I have my favorite fries and some savory wedges, bistro style. My sister bought like fries from this brand last week, and when I was grocery shopping with her, I was like, you know what, I'm in the mood to get wedges, but I didn't want to have them yet because I still had like fried options at home. But now I was like, you know what, let's do this. I think for dinner I might have to have the chicken. Now in bag number 2 we have pre-popped popcorn. Love this brand and this flavor. This is a movie style popcorn. I also got some oven baked Lays. I love these, especially with a good sandwich, and I thought for lunch this could be awesome. We have a loaf of bread. I got some mini Oreos to eat with this yogurt. This used to be my favorite pairing last year, and I was kind of in the mood to recreate that. This one is the Oikos Pro Greek yogurt. It has 18 grams of protein per portion, and this paired with that is just the best dessert ever. I got some taco sauce. I have been meaning to try the Taco Bell sauces, and so I figured that I could do that with my taco bowl. I also got some berries. We have blueberries as well as raspberries, some baby carrots, some chocolate pudding. I love these chocolate pudding cups. Sometimes I just want a little treat after dinner, and these are sugar-free and they only have 60 calories per cup. And finally, I got some eggs. So this is my entire grocery haul. It cost me about $100, and I had $10 off that I could use from the app. For lunch, I'm having chicken salad spread on the Belgian sourdough bread that I got. I'm also going to be snacking on a few baby carrots and some Lay's oven baked chips. It's 6:30 and I'm hungry, so I'm making myself some dinner. I made the potato wedges that I got today, some chicken, and we have some spicy mayo. This will bring me to 70 grams of protein for today. I know I'm behind. That's because I didn't snack so far today, so we'll see if I can make it to 100. Otherwise, I'm just going to eat until I'm full. Okay, so it's 9:30 and I've been walking around my apartment while watching some YouTube videos so that I can hit my step goal for today. I'm currently at 6,563 steps. We're almost there and I'm feeling a little bit snacky. So first, I wanted to say I am only 10 ounces away from hitting my water goal for today, so that's awesome. And for the snack part, I was thinking, why not drink the second half of this protein shake that I did not drink the other day? So I'm gonna sip on that. That will give me 15 grams of protein and will allow me to hit my 100 grams of protein goal for the day. I just reached my 8,000 steps. I've also completed my water. So now I'm gonna take a shower and go to bed. For breakfast this morning, I'm having a Premier protein shake, some Belgian sourdough butter toast, and I'll be sipping on the rest of this Alani before my workout. I just got back from the gym. It was quite busy, but I still made it work. Now I am starving, so I'm having myself some lunch. I made a chicken burger with some potatoes that I roasted in the air fryer, and that brings me to 65 grams of protein so far today, which we love, and I'm gonna be enjoying that with a Diet Coke, of course. So good. It's time for a little snack, so I'm gonna make myself a strawberry yogurt bowl. I'm gonna use the Oikos Pro yogurt, which is 18 grams of protein per portion. I'll mix it up a bit, then we add 1 serving. And now I'm gonna add in a few Oreo minis. So good. I just finished water number 1. I'm a little behind on my water goal for today, but it's fine. We'll still make it happen. Now, I think I'm about to go do a little bit of editing. To be honest with you, I just need a change of pace. I've been playing a lot of Dreamlight Valley recently, and while I love it, don't get me wrong, I feel like I haven't been doing a lot with my life, and I just feel a little bored. So I think we're just gonna get some work done and hopefully feel a little bit better and sip a lot of water. So for dinner, I'm having the leftovers from the butter chicken that I made the other day. I have some edamame and some naan, and that brings my total for today to 133 grams of protein and 2,200 calories. I am a little bit over my calorie budget, but we crushed the protein goal. Today, I'm starting the day off with a little bit of a lighter breakfast. So we have some sourdough Belgian bread toasted with some butter and raspberry jam on top, as well as a few raspberries. Good morning. I'm about to go to the gym. Initially, the plan was to do a full body workout. It was what was planned in the program that I'm following. That said, my legs are super sore today, so I'm going to push that back to tomorrow instead. And today, we're just going to do some cardio. The goal is to get as many steps in as possible. I'm thinking if I can get at least between 5,000 and 6,000 steps at the gym, that'll give me a solid start to the day. So that's exactly what I'm about to go do.
Story about each one of them. We'll be here all day.
I'm almost done with my final water of the day. I only have 20 ounces left to drink and I'll be good to go. So we're making progress. Now, I will say this week has been such a struggle and we're already at the end of it. And I just feel like I haven't been my best self, even though I have been making progress. I've been trying to achieve my health goals every day and I've been doing relatively well. Yes, the calorie budget part has been a little bit more of a struggle. The whole diet idea has been a little bit more difficult for me to adjust to, but I still feel proud of myself for showing up and I know I've been making progress. That said, I feel like the only thing I did outside of doing that this week has been playing Disney Dreamlight Valley and watching The Big Bang Theory. And while I enjoy those, I just feel like I need to be doing something a little bit more productive with my time. I'm not going to dive back into the whole thing that we talked about earlier this week, but I just still feel this emptiness inside that I don't really know how to fill. I'll be completely honest. I'm feeling a little lost, a little off too. And so I'm really hoping that things get better soon. I don't really know what else I could be doing differently. I feel like I might be in a little bit of a life slump. Like I haven't been reading either. And usually for me, that's a sign of something's wrong. So yeah, I just wanted to share that before we do the final update tomorrow. Like, I know this vlog has not been my best work. Like, I know that I usually do a lot better mentally, at least, and usually that's reflected in the content that I create, but this week has been more difficult, and I guess I'm still trying to come to terms with this new life that I've created for myself, and I know I'm not happy and I don't really know what to do about it. Anyway, I think it's just kind of a late night talk moment, but I guess I'll catch you guys up tomorrow with the final recap. I'm ending this week at 202.3 pounds. That's about 2 pounds of weight loss. I'm sure it's mostly water weight, but honestly, I'm so excited to see this number on the scale simply because this week has been so chaotic. I have been chasing perfection for most of this week just because I thought the beginning would be the easiest part. I thought, you know what, I'm just going to get perfect from day one, and then after that, it'll be maintaining that consistency. But in the end, weight loss is not about perfection. It's about consistency. And so just the fact that I showed up every day, despite everything else that was going on, shows just how dedicated I am to this, and it's what is going to help me get the results. So I'm glad that this week was a little bit more challenging just because now I know I can do hard things. I know I can show up regardless of what happens. And so I'm just really happy that even though it was difficult, that I still managed to see results. It's motivating, especially in the beginning. Now let's break it down task by task. I want to start by talking about the diet part because that was definitely the hardest part for me to maintain this week. First, the 100 grams of protein a day. I thought this would be the easiest task simply because it's something that I've done consistently in the past. But for some reason this week, it was harder. Granted, I was struggling still with a few digestive issues, and so I have been a little bit more mindful of what I'm consuming. That said, I still managed to get mostly 100 grams of protein a day. I think there was 3 days where I didn't hit quite 100 grams, but I was still in the 90s. And on the days that I wanted to get 100 grams, there are some days where I went all the way to like 130 grams. So I know I can do this. I think it's just an adjustment for me, and I just need to continue to prioritize protein because I'm someone who loves carbs. And so I just need to shift my mindset a bit to center my meals around protein first and then think of carbs. But yeah, it's a little bit of an adjustment, and I know I can get there. I also would like to add a little bit more variety in the ways that I'm consuming my protein. I've been relying a lot on the same staples, but I'd like to just find new ways to eating them because I'm someone who gets bored easily, and if I get bored with my food, that's usually where I will resort to ordering takeout, for instance. So I just need to find new ways of making food enjoyable. I've been loving the meals that I've had, but I know sometimes I get a little bored, so maybe just trying a different sauce, for instance, with my chicken, or trying a new way of cooking this meal that I love. I just need to find ways of spicing things up a bit and making it more fun and interesting. Now for the calorie budget part, I will say this was a little bit challenging for me. Being in a calorie deficit has always been a little bit difficult for me because as soon as I start checking calories, I tend to get in a restricting mindset. But this week, despite going over my calorie budget most days, I would say, I think there's one day where I was under. My average for this week was 2,100 calories, a little bit over, but it's not the end of the world. And I think that just shows that if I move my body more, I can enjoy a few more calories. So it's okay. I don't need to stop eating at 2,000 calories. I can go a little bit above if I want to. I just need to remind myself that the end goal is to lose weight. For that to happen at a pace that I will be happy at, I need to just be more mindful of what I'm consuming. I think where I'm struggling the most right now is the snacks. That's usually where I will go way above what I should be eating. And so I just need to start finding new ways of, well, first finding different snack options, but two, I think I've been resorting to snacking because I'm bored a lot recently, and that's one thing I'm gonna try to fix in the upcoming weeks, just because sometimes I'm not even hungry. I just need something to occupy my hands, especially when I'm watching a lot of TV. I tend to get snacky, so just need to find alternatives and ways to keep me occupied that will not have me resort back to eating. Now for the water goal, this one for me was actually quite easy. I thought having to drink a gallon of water a day was going to be challenging because usually when I did this in the past, I had to chug a lot of water before going to bed at night. But I think I've been pacing myself relatively well throughout this week. Granted, there are days where I was not where I wanted to be, and there are a couple of days, 2 days actually, where I didn't hit my water goal, but those were the days where I wasn't home. Finally, for the movement part, the 8,000 steps a day was by far the easiest task this week. This is the one where I did not fail at all. And for me, that's kind of surprising because I didn't think I was going to be able to hit that every single day. There are a couple of days, however, where I ended up walking around my apartment at night to hit my 8,000 step goal. And that's one thing that I would like to adjust in the next couple of weeks. I'd like to just pace myself better throughout the day because what happens usually is that I'll do a certain number of steps on the treadmill at the gym after my workout, and then I'll sit on my couch all day, and then at night I'm like, oh my god, I still have to do like 2,000 steps in order to reach my goal. So I'll just pace back and forth around my apartment. And so I would like to change that so that maybe I'm stepping a little bit more throughout the day. Maybe I take little breaks here and there to just get a few steps in. I definitely want to find new ways of making sure I hit that step goal earlier on in the day. I feel like it's just less stressful overall. Finally, I wanted to start a new workout program on the Alive app, and I'm so happy to report that I've been absolutely loving the Ignite program. I love how challenging and different this program is. It uses machines, it adds different movements that I'm not used to doing, and I've just been excited to go to the gym, and I feel like it's the first time in a while that I'm just looking forward to the gym every day. And so I am so excited to continue working on this program, and I will let you guys know how it goes as we progress. But I know this week I wanted to do 4 workouts and I ended up doing 3, but that's because I kind of messed around with the schedule a bit because I was sore. Other than that, we have been crushing it, and I'm just really excited to continue working on this new program. Now, while this week has been a little bit of a challenge, I'm still very excited to continue on this journey. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!